Obasanjo calls for Africanized democracy. And that is a call that has gone very far. Is it the right call?
It is absolutely a preposterous suggestion to make at this time. To talk of an African democracy, the paradox is that what we have today that he's complaining about is exactly African democracy, because there's no real core democracy in Africa and in Nigeria in particular.
So what we have now is African democracy. What makes it African?
Because everything about it rejects the core essences of substantive democracy. And in fact, even when you deal with the procedural aspect of democracy, we are lacking. So what we have today is what we can call hyphenated democracy, an Africanized democracy that has vacuumed out the core essences of true democracy and infused with them very nebulous values that have nothing to do with democracy as we know it.
So what are these core essences of democracy?
The core essences of democracy may be described as liberal democracy, which is you have institutions, you have a separation of powers. But then, for me, there are certain attributes that are not even clearly defined, but they are essential to the practice of democracy, which is that you have to understand that democracy is geared towards the public good or the good of the public, in which case the welfare of the individual, equity, respect, law and order, constitutionalism, separation of power, private properties are all guaranteed. But democracy as it is practiced in Africa misses out on all this. It has infused. In Africa, democracy begins with what is in there for me. The operative does not go in to advance the good of the public, but to advance the partisan loot for himself and his contractual circle.
When you say partisan loot, can you break it down?
Yeah, partisan loot is when the individual has an agenda that revolves around his own personal interests, his own personal welfare, his own personal aggrandizement of the public resources. And then after him, the next person is his family. After him, the next person in the contractual circle is his tribe or ethnic group.
So in this case, the people is not really, or the people are not really relevant.
No, the people are not central to the agenda of what we call Africanized democracy, which we have today, which is the paradox.